Welcome to the Clarity Digital Pod. I'm your host, Al Safati, and today I'm joined by LinkedIn expert and founder of Mod Girl Marketing, Mandy McEwen. We dive deep into the real meaning of social selling, how sales and marketing can finally align, and why your LinkedIn profile might be turning prospects away. From AI tools to video strategies, this is a no-fluff, high-impact conversation packed with insights for marketers, sellers, and founders alike. Let's get into it. All right, let's do this. Hi, Mandy. How are you doing today?
Hello, thanks for having me. I'm good.
Of course, thank you for taking the time out of your busy time and accepting my invite. I really appreciate it. You and I think we're following each other. I'm following you actually more like on LinkedIn and also Facebook. I've followed you for quite some time about on my LinkedIn marketing strategy and personal branding. So I'm really excited to have a conversation today with
Awesome.
you. If you don't mind introducing yourself, for obviously pretty much everybody of our audience know you, but just in case, if you don't mind introducing yourself, that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm Mandy McEwen. I have been an online marketer since 2007, long, long time ago. I have a company, Mod Girl Marketing, which is my digital marketing agency. I started back in 2010. And then we also created a LinkedIn training consultancy called Luminetics in 2021. So I'm a LinkedIn nerd, marketer slash social seller. So now we focus a lot of our time on helping companies, so sales teams, and also individuals maximize the power of LinkedIn. We have some awesome on-demand courses, some AI tools, a LinkedIn profile builder that's pretty awesome, post writer, all the things. So we have full enablement LinkedIn training systems. And then I do a lot of live training as well. That's my deal. When I'm not doing that, I'm traveling as a digital nomad. I'm actually in Hawaii at the moment.
Very cool. Must be nice. Thank you. Appreciate the intro. I Let's just talk about social selling. You mentioned that. What is social selling, and is it limited to LinkedIn?
Absolutely not. No, social selling is, in my opinion, the way to sell with the least friction right now. And this goes across any B2C, B2B, any social media network, right? Obviously, if we're talking about B2B, it's LinkedIn is the primary channel here. But I think that social selling is a way to connect with people on a deeper level and then turn that into a profitable relationship. But it's more of a human to human sales experience versus blasting out a bunch of impersonal cold emails or cold calling without
Yeah,
intent. So for
yeah,
me, it's a more humanistic approach to sales.
sure. That's great. Yeah, I get annoyed when I get those cold DMs from salespeople that they're not even part of my connections. So I'm
Mhm.
like, hey, dude, at least maybe ask to be connected with me, and then maybe you want to sell to me later. I'm
Yes,
assuming that is part of your social selling strategy, right?
absolutely. Yeah, do
Yeah,
your research ahead of time and know how to actually talk to people.
very cool. All right, so you answered two of my questions at once. So, what are some of the best practices for social selling?
Yes. So, one, look legit. Doesn't
Hmm.
matter what social media channel you're maximizing, you need to look the part. But even before you do that, you need to have a strategy.
Yeah,
So, where do your people hang out? Like, you got to know your ICP. You have to know your buyer persona. You have to know where they hang out. You have to know their pain points, what's important to them, etc. And then you want to focus on the channels that they hang out in. Then you want to look like a legit, trusted industry resource and someone that isn't just another annoying salesperson.
yeah,
Like you want to actually look the part. And so those are like the pre-steps before you can even get into reaching out to people is you have to do your research and you have to know, what people are looking for and what's going to make you attractive. And then you need to have an active social media presence. So whatever channel you decide to focus on for this, you have to be active there. And it's not just about posting, you need to be commenting as well.
yeah,
So building relationships, commenting, not even just with prospects in general, with people in the
mm,
industry. And then you need to learn how the hell to talk to people the right way to where you don't come across salesy and annoying. That's a lot of what I train. So looking for those triggers, looking for people that are posting content, starting conversations around that, looking for introduction opportunities, leveraging your existing network, et cetera, et cetera. So this isn't something that you can just say, oh, I'm going to start social selling and you press a button and it's done. This is a long-term play here. It takes refinement and practice.
Yeah. So in a way, it's a lot of marketing, right? A lot of thought leadership and marketing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is a blend of sales and marketing. And that's why I think I love it, because it is taking both of that, because really sellers these days have to be their own marketers. Because when we're in sales, like, we are the product. Like, we're selling a product, but we are also the product. So we have to market ourselves appropriately. So all sellers are also need to learn the basics of how to market themselves.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit more, because there's a lot of, and especially in B2B, there's a lot of debates and conversations about who's supposed to do what, like this whole marketing versus sales alignment. So, and I think I'm more in line with what you just said, is that I think salespeople need to be a little bit of marketers, and marketers also need to be a little bit of salespeople. So that way we can see what we each need. In our work, we work with B2B companies where the marketing team is more on the creative side and not so much on performance marketing. And that's where we come to help them to generate some leads. But again, those leads need some sort of nurturing, right? And then who's supposed to do all that? Is it a salesperson? Is it a marketing? Does it? And I think I'd like to get your feedback from your expert opinion. Where is the line drawn in the sand in terms of what is marketing and what is sales?
Yeah, this is something that I think anyone can debate on for a hot minute, because they need to work together first and foremost. There needs to be a harmonious relationship between the two, and a lot of times there's just not, because you need both. Like, we got to have sales, we got to have marketing. The problem is it's a little too siloed right now in a lot of organizations, and you see this, right? So you also have marketers that don't get what buyers are looking for when it comes to what they respond to. So you have marketers creating these outreach sequences that, quite frankly, are dated. This stuff doesn't work anymore. And it's hard to keep up with all of this. It's not easy. That's why you and I are employed. That's why we have clients, because people can't keep up with this stuff. The challenge becomes marketing trying to do stuff for sales that sales doesn't like, and because marketing doesn't get it. And sales is mad. But the problem is they're just not talking to each other. So in a perfect world, it's like you have sellers giving marketers the feedback on what's happening on client calls, what's happening on sales calls. And then you have marketers giving sellers feedback on assets and resources they could use, and you blend it together. But unfortunately, that's just not happening. And there's no right answer of like, where does this fall? Because I have some companies where the CMO is hiring me because the SDRs fall under marketing. I have others where the SDRs are not under marketing at all. They're under sales. So every org is so different. And I just feel like there's got to be a better way for sales and marketing to work together.
Yeah, I agree. I fully agree. And I, even as a marketer, I've closed being self-employed. I have to close, but I don't consider myself being a salesperson, but I know how to sell. But I focus obviously more on marketing. I have changed my approach a lot to put myself in the shoe of salesperson, knowing the type of pressures they have to meet certain numbers and stuff like that. A lot of them work off commission. And sales can also provide really good data. A lot of our clients for our agency came through referrals, and we didn't really have a defined ICP. I had the idea about what it was. And I realized in 2025, the first thing I'm going to do, and that was like my New Year resolution, is I'm going to have a well-defined ICP, and then the entire marketing is going to go around that, as opposed to looking at keyword research tools like SEMrush and Similar Web and all that stuff, because they give you search volume, but they don't give you the intent. They don't give you the more details beyond is that the ideal client or not. And that really helped me a lot. Okay, I have said no to clients or prospects that has actually I feel really good about, because I knew that was just not the right client for it. So I agree with at least talking to each other, help each other out. So that's really good tip. Thank you. So let's just take it back on the LinkedIn, maybe a little bit on building a relationship. Like, how do you build a good relationship with LinkedIn without being too annoying?
Yeah, that can be tough if you don't know what you're doing. So use your tools that you have. So I love Sales Navigator. I train a lot on Sales Navigator. Leverage it, because there's lots of ways that you can start conversations by the data that you have. You use AI also.
Sure.
Pick your poison. Ask AI for signals and what's happening in organizations. Are they hiring, et cetera, et cetera. But we really want to try to find active people on the platform, ideally, that are
Yeah.
posting. And if they're not posting, are they commenting? Because then you can engage with comments. So the easiest way is something I teach called my friendly leader method. And it's essentially we're just making friends on LinkedIn for people that are using it with
Yeah.
people that are using it. We're commenting back, we're liking their stuff, we're sending connection requests that mention what it is we liked about their post or comments. And then we just strike up a conversation. And so I'm a big fan of just asking questions,
Yeah.
giving people value and asking questions. So find something that you can mention that's personal. And then, hey, by the way, I noticed XYZ, curious what you guys are using for ABC. And then just seeing what people say. So I
Yeah.
like trying to lead with questions, and then you got to follow up, obviously. But it's really difficult to do all of these things if you're picking someone. Again, choose any social media network if you're trying to go after people that don't use it much.
Yeah.
So that's why using tools like Sales Nav helps a lot, because you can only focus on people who are primarily focus on people who are using it, because you got to get creative too. I'm a big fan of sending video messages as well,
Yeah.
sending videos and voice notes with
Mhm.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, they stand out quite a bit. I love them. When they send
Yeah.
it to me, I'm like, wow, okay, this person actually took the time to talk to me.
Yeah, I send voice notes a lot. I should send videos more. They just take more time, but I tell
Yeah.
everyone send videos. So videos and voice notes are a good way to stand out and look different than everyone else, and just show your personality a little bit more. And you can
Yeah.
even be a little bit more direct, not
Mhm.
necessarily be super salesy, but you can be way more direct about why you're reaching out in a voice note or a video than you can via text, because of how you're expressing yourself in
Yeah.
that way. People hear your voice, they see your face, etc., and it just comes across less salesy.
Yeah.
You know?
What tool do you use to send those videos? Just Zoom, or is there
Yeah,
a sales tool?
I know, I just use it. The best way to send videos in LinkedIn is to do it directly in the LinkedIn mobile app. So either you record in the mobile app, or you do it on your phone ahead of time, and then you upload it as an attachment.
Good one, because I've always been curious about how they do it. When they send me those videos, I'm like, what I wonder what tool did they use, and just use LinkedIn mobile
If you
app.
don't have to click the link, it's just LinkedIn. But when they send a video message and you click the link, so we use a tool sometimes called Magnify, and it just does a little Giphy, and it like
Yeah.
waves. It's like me waving or whatever the motion I'm doing, but then they have to click it and then watch it, right? And a lot of people don't like having to click stuff.
Sure.
So I like just sending it directly in there, but if you do it too long, it takes forever to upload. It's a pain in the ass.
What's the ideal length? Like 30 seconds or even less?
Yeah, under 60 seconds ideally.
Under 60, yeah.
Which is hard to do for me sometimes. I get a little too much in there, and then it takes forever to upload, and it's just annoying. So if you can keep it 30 seconds, awesome.
Yeah.
Short and to the point.
Sure. And let's say if you're reaching out to executives and C-level, obviously shorter better, because they're busy. I know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool. So what about, I want to say, I'm guilty of sharing stuff on LinkedIn, but not participating enough. So this is something I'm going to take away from this. But what about, and I know this is more of an organic outreach, but what about building some sort of collaboration with paid efforts? So do you have any feedback on how we can leverage some of our paid campaigns with our organic LinkedIn campaigns for social selling?
Yeah, absolutely. I would take the thought leadership type posts that are working well organically and put some advertising dollars behind them.
Oh, very cool. Good strategy. Yeah.
The best way. And you can use personal profiles now,
Wow.
with LinkedIn ads. So you can use someone at your organization that has a presence that's posting.
So I can boost my own post that I think got a lot of impressions.
Yep.
Very cool. I got to look into that because I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, you can do that. We're actually looking into doing that now. And LinkedIn ads is not cheap. You got to be really strategic about how you approach it. But what's working is a lot of people doing those like those sponsored, like they're just their own posts from their own profile. You have to have a company page, obviously.
Sure.
Because it's like promoted by Mod Grow Marketing, but it would be like my post. So
yeah.
Anything that's like showing your stuff, your value plus your solution, anything that weaves in like case studies, testimonials, results you've actually achieved, but also in a way that's like giving value to people that even if they don't buy your solution, they learn something from it. That's what works on ads, not just sending people to a page to fill out a form, like actually giving people some steps.
Very cool. What do you think about LinkedIn groups? I think back in the days, it used to be a lot better, at least for me. I think they may have been a little bit oversaturated. Is that still a good strategy to post and spend time in these LinkedIn groups that were, or is it just mainly a lot of just self-promoting salespeople? Can I know? And I'm going to give you an example. There used to be a CMO, and there still is a CMO group where I used to participate in back in the days, and I was able to get some really good prospects and even a project out of that. But now every time I go there, it's not like that
Garbage.
anymore. It's yeah. So groups are basically not a good strategy anymore, right?
It depends on your niche.
Yeah,
For you and I, no.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah.
Marketing,
Just
sales, tech, no. Now, if you're in a very specific niche, yes, there's still opportunities there, because all you got to do is go and find the most popular LinkedIn groups in your industry and just literally go and see if there's meaningful conversations happening, or if it's just a
yeah,
bunch of spammers. It is still viable for other industries, just not sales and marketing. So my tip to everyone is just go look. If you're not in sales and marketing niche,
yeah,
go look to see what groups are out there. And you might find some ones that are legit, but
yeah.
the really big ones and the big niches, they're just spam.
So it could work for my clients, but not for me.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes,
very
valid.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, very awesome. Cool. I guess the next thing I was going to ask is that maybe you can tell us a little bit about your tool. Like you say you have an AI tool. Is it
Yeah,
accessible to people like me, or is it like more
of
you
course.
guys use it?
Yeah, no, it is. So we sell it to individuals as well. So it essentially just optimizes your LinkedIn profile for you, and it turns your profile into a mini sales page while weaving in your story. So the
Mhm.
problem that a lot of people face, that they don't even realize it, is their profile is scaring prospects away before they even have an opportunity to start a conversation,
Mhm.
because it's all about them. So LinkedIn is not a glorified resume. It really is your place to show people how you can help them.
Yeah.
And so if you think of it as like it's the home of your personal brand, if we're in B2B, right? We need to treat it as like a mini landing page, like we do as marketers. It's
Sure.
almost like a mini website. So we have to sell our value there. And most
Mhm.
people do not do that. So our tool takes your current profile, you answer a few questions, you upload it, and within seconds, it gives you headline ideas, like the value first,
Mhm.
strategic keywords, how you help your customers, et cetera. That you put your job title at the end. Unless you're
Mhm.
a C-suite executive, you can lead with your job title if you want. But founders and salespeople, I never say
Yeah.
lead with your title, put it at the end. And then it does your about section. Same thing, gives you 3 about section options, and it instantly starts off talking about the value you provide. Anyone can do
Mhm.
this manually. It just takes a lot longer than our tool. And if you use ChatGPT, you're going to have to prompt it a ton and edit it a ton, because
Yeah, sure.
it's not formatted to do this. But the very first sentence should almost be your elevator pitch. So what exactly do you help people with? And then it should weave in, have some bullet points with exactly what you do, maybe a little bit of proof, social proof, with a call to action, and then a little bit about you as a human. So you can tell your story and then what you do outside of work. So I always tell people too, if you can show your personality on your profile, you need to do that, because we are human beings doing business with other human beings. We're not logos. So we need to show the human side behind us. So I have a client, for example, he has in his headline, he put pizza snob extraordinaire with a
Mhm.
pizza emoji. And so like mine says nomad. And then I say in my profile at the end, like I tell my story, and then I say something like, when I'm not training teams and helping people crush it with LinkedIn, I'm traveling the world as a digital nomad. Ask me what country I'm visiting next.
Yeah.
So that's a way to show something about me that maybe people will remember, that's outside of my career.
Sure.
And then same for the experience. So that our tool also optimizes your experience section as well, which a lot of people don't even fill out. They just leave it blank, and it's a missed opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a really fast way to get everything optimized quickly without guessing and without having to spend forever using an AI tool out of the box that's not customized for this.
Wow. I really want to try it because I even created a custom GPT for ChatGPT and I still can get it right. And I
Yeah.
just gave up. Being an SEO guy, I have a tendency to want to just put in too many keywords and it's a matter of visibility, but you also want to convert. And I think maybe my profile is visible, but it's not converting. Curiosity, is this like a one-time fee like for your tool? Is it like
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you go to golumi.io right now, LUMI, right now, it is a part of a course. It comes with a course, LinkedIn Profile Profits. We are actually getting ready to put up the sales page where you can buy it as a one-time fee for $97. if anyone wants it, like you can go to golumi.io, watch the video on how it works. It comes with a whole program, but if
Share
you
my
just want
screen
the tool
very quick.
itself, you can message me and buy it for $97.
This is it, right? Obviously, that's
Yeah,
you.
that's it.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
that's the whole course it comes with. It's $500 for everything, including the full course. It has the ICP research. Like this is the full blown personal branding, social selling platform, if you will. But we have about 400 people that have used the profile builder tool, and a lot of them have gone through this as well. A lot of teams. But we're just getting so much feedback that people love it so much that we want to get it in more hands. And I know not everyone can right now can go in on a $500 program. So I'm like, I need to make it easier for people. So we literally today just finished the outline of the $97 page.
Cool. $97. You might have a first customer. That's totally doable.
Awesome. I love it.
I just, there's so much information out there. So I think there's a matter of trust as well. I trust you. I've known you for many years. You and I have talked in the past. So when the tool comes with someone like you, from you, it actually is a lot more valuable than some random 23-year-old that just showed up out of nowhere and now he knows the entire LinkedIn.
For sure.
And I'm not nothing. I've seen a lot of smart 23-year-olds, so nothing against them. But I think in this field, the experience matters too. It's not just about technical knowledge. So
absolutely. We've literally optimized thousands of profiles over the years. So I've trained this thing. It's modeled and iterated. We've had it live for almost a year now. We've just been selling it behind the scenes and we've been tweaking it, but it's literally built on thousands of profiles that we've optimized.
So, and $97, I'd rather spend it there than spend hours trying to get things correctly.
Absolutely. It is well worth the $97.
For sure. Let me ask you another question. How do you, let's say, run a boutique marketing agency, but we have some really big clients, right? Do we do a lot of LinkedIn? I'm guilty of not commenting enough. I need to do that. But I share a lot of stuff on LinkedIn. I write on Forbes, I speak at events. But I think a lot of the promotion is under my name. Do you also recommend to formulate that under my company name as well? Or am I the hook to the company? Or because should I do both? I don't know.
That is a really good question, and it comes up a lot. And there's two sides of this, Al. So do you ever want to sell your company?
Possibly if someone pays a good dollar for it, sure.
No, exactly. So that's where it is going to be beneficial for you to have a company page that is updated and has its own thing.
Yeah.
But obviously, personal profiles on whatever platform are always going to perform better. Look at Elon Musk. Everyone uses Elon Musk as an example, right? Mm-hmm. Like his personal profiles versus his Tesla's company profiles. He's just got millions and millions of more people to follow him than the company. So that's just the example everyone uses. But it is very beneficial to have both in case of an acquisition. Like if you want to sell, it's hard to sell the company when you're everything, like you're the only face. Right? So it's like you've got two sides here. It's like we want to build the personal brands of the people running the company, the faces, like that is important. There's no question about that the executives need a presence, founders need a presence. Like we're not going to deny this. Like people that are doing this are noticing way more quality leads than those companies who aren't. But you have the other side of this when it comes from a brand is you're also trying to build a brand that maybe it could get acquired someday. So you want that brand to also have amazing content. So what we do is we literally just take the same content that we post on mine and then we post it as Mod Girl, our company page, but then we also have other posts like repurposing old posts and videos that we have on Mod Girl that's just scheduled. And then sometimes we'll just repost directly from Mandy to Mod Girl. But again, it's still all like my content, but we still have a presence. So we are consistently posting, but I'm not doing extra strategies for my company page. I'm just not, but it would be really hard for me to sell Mod Girl marketing because I'm Mod Girl. Now Luminetics is different. I could probably maybe one day sell that if I wanted to. But Mod Girl marketing, it's been tied to me since 2010. I don't think I could ever.
I remember,
I want to buy it because it's me.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why I created a new brand, Luminetics, because it's like, it's a kind of a broad name. It's more sellable if I ever wanted to do that in the future. It's not even something I'm considering right now. But that's the benefit of having both.
Very cool. No, this is amazing. The other day I realized our company LinkedIn profile, they don't have a description. I'm like, I'm gonna have to talk to our social media person because that's like a social media 101, right? But
Yep.
it's just because I never paid attention to it, and I usually do stuff under my own. But that's really good stuff. Besides your tool, any other like AI tools are popping out that you recommend or you're looking into?
Yeah, I actually just got off the call with someone today. It's called Trigify. So it's like so everyone's using Clay for
Mhm.
intent-based signals, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a simpler version of Clay that doesn't do as much, but there's a lot of like cool AI intent tools that you can use. So I have my own GPTs as well, and I give them to
Yeah.
my clients and stuff and even prompts if they don't use ChatGPT on like just getting information. But I also like these tools that are popping up that it'll tell you whatever you want to know, right? Like
Yeah.
Clay is the most popular one, but Clay is a beast. You got to really know how to
Yeah.
use it or hire someone to use it, and it can get pricey. So this one is called Trigify
Yeah, I'm
AI,
looking at it. Yeah.
and it's pretty cool. They're newer. So that's one when it comes to like intent. I would stay away from LinkedIn automation because they're really cracking down on that right now.
Okay.
Automating requests and automating messages.
Got it.
People are getting their accounts flagged and paused for days while they get searched, and it's just not. It's risky. There's a lot of tools that do that, lots, but it's a gamble. But because
Yeah.
LinkedIn is cracking down on that, and then another one, we also have a LinkedIn post writer that's amazing.
Oh, you did mention that earlier. So yeah,
Mhm.
maybe tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's a GPT and a standalone tool. The standalone tool is still in beta. We're still tweaking it. It started as a GPT, and that's what my clients use it as. But basically, it just formats and writes awesome LinkedIn posts. So it's got the hook at the beginning, but it has the bullet points. It has the call to action at the end. So it's just formatted to write LinkedIn posts like I would, like I know works, so people can easily scan and read them quickly. They're just high engaging LinkedIn posts. So our clients are using them. Yesterday, one of my clients said, your posts are getting, and we do this ghostwriting for some clients too, your posts are getting 30% more engagement at least than mine. And then one of my other fractional CFO clients said, and he's using it himself, and he said the very first week he used it, the very first post got 5 times more views than all of his posts like combined the week before. So it works, but we have our own standalone tool in case people don't like ChatGPT or pay for it. Because right now you have to pay for the $20 version of ChatGPT in order to use custom GPTs. If you don't pay for ChatGPT, you can't use it. So my developer is creating a standalone version of this as well. So
very
it's
cool. And that's free, or you're
no, it's
charging
for
for that?
paying clients. It's part of our membership. It's a $97 a month membership.
Okay, so if I get the 97, I get the custom GPT too.
Yep. If you sign up for a membership, yes.
Oh,
It's
the
a
membership.
monthly. Yeah. It's a monthly deal because the profile builders, most people just use it one time.
Yeah.
It's
Let's talk
limited.
about your membership. What are the things you do as part of your membership? You optimize posts, and I use LinkedIn a lot, and I'm always curious. Like sometimes, what some posts that I think is supposed to get a lot of the reaction doesn't. Like yesterday, I posted something that I had published on fastcompany.com. I'm like, okay, a lot of people are gonna like this and react to this, and they didn't. I was like,
Then they didn't. Oh man, that's the worst.
it's like
You're
we
like
had
all
two
proud of
people.
it.
We had two people, and one I had to remind. I'm like, hey, I tagged you in this post. Like I coded you in this post.
Oh man,
Can you
now I want to
share
go
this
look
stuff?
at it so I can
Yeah,
engage.
yeah, please, yeah.
The algorithm is weird right now. Don't worry too
I
much.
took it very
because
personal because I'm like sometimes the weird stuff gets a lot of impression, and I'm like, dude, this is like a publication that is not easy to write on, and I just like, how come I only got 2 or 3 likes? I was just scratching my head yesterday. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to bed. Forget it. I'm gonna ask Mandy tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now I'm looking at it to see what it is.
Again, I probably didn't think about the hook and all that stuff when I was writing the description, so maybe it has something to do with
Okay,
that. But
thrilled to share my recent article, that one on Fast Company.
Yes,
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like you really have to think about the hook on LinkedIn because it's becoming noisier and noisier.
Yeah.
But Fast Company is if I had like when I have Forbes articles, I'm like, check out my new Forbes. I literally I lead with the Forbes mention.
Yeah. So you want to mention Fast Company like sooner than I did.
Yeah. So you could maybe.
Do you mind if I share my screen so we can
go for it.
so everybody can see it? All right. So yeah, this is a post. I wrote it and literally the day before, and I tagged Fast Company. I tagged Alvaro. This is a guy. Alvaro is the one I interviewed. I'm like, hey, dude, can you like this post at least? I mentioned you. You're in the article, right? And literally, I only got 2 likes, and he just thanked me after I reminded him. So I'm just like, I'm like, I'll put the tags here. But yeah, anyhow, go ahead, please.
Okay. So I would, okay, let me go back to it on my end. Okay. So it's about AI versus human expertise in marketing, when to automate and when to keep it human. So I would say something like, in my latest Fast Company article, I dive into when and then do a hook. So what do people want to know? AI versus human expertise in marketing, when to use it and when not to use it. That's what my recent Fast Company article discusses. Something like that.
Yeah.
And you can use AI to come up with better hooks, but something like that. And so you mentioned that, but
And very passively, very passively.
Yeah,
maybe something like AI versus human, something like that.
Yes, exactly. Something that stands out more, because you said focusing on the effective integration of artificial intelligence and marketing strategies. And that's just broad. I would literally be like, AI versus human in marketing, who wins?
Yeah.
Or something like that. And be like, that's
Sure.
what I discussed in my latest Fast Company article. And it can still be in the beginning. And then I would space it out a little better. So after the first sentence, put a space. This piece discusses the importance, blah, blah, blah. Also, this is, you can test this out, but they do ding you a little bit when you put external links in there. Just FYI, if you wanted to like just screenshot it like you did and tell people to click the link in the comments, you could go back later, like in a few hours. Once the algorithm has done its thing, you could go back in a few hours and add the link if you wanted. But if you really want people to click on it, put the link. It's one of those things, like if you really want people to click a link, put the link. You are going to get less impressions, but if it's important, put the link.
That makes sense. So put the link in the comment.
Yeah, but if it's something that you're like, you already did the screenshot, you could just say, check out the full article in the comments, and you get more visibility that way. But I think the biggest thing there is your hook.
The hook. Got it. I even took a screenshot of the article because when I shared it, it didn't come out too well. I'm like, hey, maybe I can, people see the logo, and I don't know. It was quite disappointing.
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
Ended up, but I've also noticed a lot of people. I ran into an old boss, now a friend, at a Korean barbecue dinner on Saturday. He was leaving. I see your stuff on LinkedIn. Good job. But he's never liked any of my stuff. He's never commented. So
workers.
It's just like, come on, dude. Like, maybe you can tell me every once in a while, good job, so I can feel good about it. Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Help a friend out.
Yeah. So just get people, maybe have a better hook so you can get people to actually say something, right?
Yeah. And the algorithm's weird right now. A lot of people are saying they're getting more views on their comments than their own posts right now.
Yeah.
You know,
and this is something about LinkedIn. When they first started, it was just a job resume site, and then it turned out to be a B2B platform, and it just exploded, and it's really noisy. And I personally find it hard sometimes to stand out. But then I hear things from my friends and colleagues, oh yeah, we see your stuff all the time, like the story you mentioned, or my data scientist who never posts, or he doesn't have a profile picture on LinkedIn. It's, oh yeah, I see your stuff all the time. Is it not working? I'm like, yeah, it's working, but like I'm just not really there to win clients. I'm there for like self-promotion and networking, thought leadership, and pastime, because I'm just looking at data all the time. That's the way I kill some time.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, what works is a lot of storytelling on LinkedIn and personal stories. Like, it is a social media channel, so I know it's not Instagram, but people like personal stories. Like my travel stuff always does way better than my business stuff, and you just have to experiment and be consistent.
It's just a human psychology.
Exactly.
Like, people want to get away from the office, and I've seen a lot of videos like it's becoming like Instagram now, right? When I'm at home on my mobile app, because I don't want to watch like Instagram and TikTok all the time, so I'm like, let me just watch some of these videos on LinkedIn because I can actually learn something.
Yeah, I love posting video on LinkedIn. That's probably my biggest revenue driver.
Oh, wow.
From my LinkedIn leads is video. Yeah, I try to post at least a couple a week.
Maybe the next tool would be something to how to optimize your videos.
I know that's hard though, because you got to be really creative too with videos, because even videos are becoming hard. It's even noisier. Like I've been posting videos on LinkedIn for years, like before.
Yes. You're one of the OGs for sure. Yeah.
Like for a hot minute, I've been posting videos on LinkedIn, and it used to be a lot easier, but now it's like, I got to get creative. Like I have some funny videos I posted. I have a couple more I haven't posted yet. I'm waiting till I launch the $97 version publicly to post them. But it's, you also have to get, your hook has to be on point with video. Like you can't just show up and be like, so today, guys, I want to talk to you about your profile. You You got to get right into it and be snazzy and attract people like from the very beginning, or they're going to lose attention.
Sure.
Even that's becoming harder to stand out, but video does really well. And the video algorithm is changing all the time. It's so crazy. One of my videos got, I think it's 4 million views now, a couple months ago. And then the algorithm was just pumping like tons of hundreds and thousands of impressions with the videos, not just mine, but everyone's. And then it changed again, and now everyone's, what happened to the videos? Like now the video impressions are way down. And if you get one that they like, it'll pick up in the feed. But a lot of times it's an interesting time right now on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
You just have to keep being consistent and trying things and not get too worked up about the views, the impressions. Because to your point, Al, like people are seeing your stuff.
Yeah.
So, they're still seeing it. People tell me all the time, yeah, I see your stuff all the time. And I'm like, well, I'm glad someone is, because even for me, some days I'm like, I feel like I'm not getting enough impressions. And this is what I do for a living. And I still get frustrated. But then when I hear people that I'm talking to on calls, yeah, I see your stuff all the time. I'm like, thank God. Because I was beginning to wonder.
Yeah. I guess my last question for you regarding this would be like, is there a cadence to posting? How much is too much or too little? Am I posting too often by posting everything every day a couple of times, or should I chill a little bit and comment more?
Yeah, I was actually going to tell you that. I was like, God, you actually post quite a bit a day.
Yeah.
I need to ring the bell so I get your notifications.
I'm a little slow right now, so I'm just like literally just I think I'm spending too much time on LinkedIn. I'm waiting for a client to get some funding, and other clients are going really smoothly. So I feel like I'm spending too much time on LinkedIn. I gotta
be smarter about it.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you're going to post multiple times a day, I wouldn't do more than twice a day.
Twice a day, yeah.
And make sure it's spaced out at least 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah. Because that gives enough time, the algorithm, to kick in for the second one. Because if you post too much in a day, it's just going to drown out your other posts because it doesn't have time to pick it up. To answer your question, at least a couple times a week for people. If you're going from zero, anyone listening to this right now, if you're not posting at all on LinkedIn, you don't need to instantly go from 0 to 100. It's not necessary. You can start with just 2 posts a week minimum. If you can do 3 posts a week, that is ideal. And then once you get in the swing of things, you can post daily, once a day if you want. Obviously, the more consistent you are, the more results you're going to see. But you also have to think about, what are you posting? Like, we're talking about not just resharing and reposting other people's stuff, but thought leadership type content where you're educating people, you're providing value. Yeah. So that's part of this too, is like, you got to have a mix of personal content. You got to have a mix of really actionable content that tells people this is what you can do right now to go and achieve XYZ results. And then you have to have a mix of results you're achieving for customers. And those are always ones that get way less reach, but they convert better. So you really need a strategy. And this is what one of our programs, LinkedIn Posting Power, with our AI post writer does. It like walks you through all of this, helps you the content calendar. It's a whole thing, right? But you really need a strategy in order to do this right. If you actually want to get decent visibility, but you don't need to be posting that much. It's like quality over quantity. Sure. And then once you've got the quality down, of course, you can start posting more. I would just say, for those who haven't posted at all, like, just start with a couple times a week.
But there's no limit on commenting on other people's posts.
Actually, they do have limits now. Apparently, people are getting cut off.
Oh, wow.
So I haven't experienced that yet, but some people are saying like they can only comment 30 times a day.
Oh, wow.
I think LinkedIn is cracking down on this because of the AI commenting spam.
Got it. Yeah, I've seen a lot of weird comments that I'm like, I didn't even look at it, read my article, or it was very generic. So that actually all makes sense. So basically, quality over quantity.
Yep, quality over quantity. Yeah,
I agree 100%.
And do focus on comments, because that does help quite a bit. Sure. And one of a tip for everyone too is, if you leave meaningful comments, you can copy and paste those comments into a document, like a Google Doc. And then when you're ready to write content, go back and look at the comments that you've left. And some of those might be good ideas for posts.
That's such a good strategy. I've never used that. I use a similar strategy to write blog posts when I listen to clients on customer service. We listen to pain points, the transcription, and we basically, it's hard to listen to it. So we dump it in ChatGPT. We're like, hey, ChatGPT, tell me the questions or pain points. So that has been a good success to B2B for us. But this one I had never tried. So
do that too, Al, for coming up with thought leadership posts on LinkedIn. Exactly what you said. Upload those transcripts to AI, pull out the pain points, just like you're doing on your blog post. But then you
Yeah.
could go back to AI and be like, okay, this is the blog post we wrote. Now write a shorter version for LinkedIn.
Yeah, very cool.
So
That's really good tip. Appreciate it. I know we're running out of time, so I want to ask you a couple of personal questions if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. When you're not being an awesome marketing girl, mod girl, right? What are you doing?
I am traveling.
Yeah.
Somewhere cool.
Yeah. And you're always at the beach, I noticed. Like
I was gonna say, I'm usually traveling to somewhere with the ocean on a beach.
Yeah, just you don't get enough of that, right?
I know, I can't.
No one does. Yeah,
Can't get enough.
right. But you can't. How many more places have you seen better than Hawaii as far as beaches go?
I know, very little.
Very little, right?
Hawaii is hard to beat. Honestly, it's pretty magical.
I agree. And this one is a strange question. If you could be a superhero, what would it be and why?
Oh, that is. I'm not really caught up with my superhero people. So I don't know. I guess Superwoman.
Superwoman, yeah.
Yeah, just because if she can fly. Can Superwoman fly?
Yes.
So.
Yeah,
okay.
Superwoman is just a male version, female version of Superwoman.
Yeah, I was like, if Superman can fly, I think Superwoman can fly. So that's why Superwoman. Yeah. I'll just go with that.
Yeah, you could totally. I could see you being a Superwoman for sure. Yeah.
Right on.
Very cool. And are you into any? And I think the last question would be any like movies or books, any movies you've watched recently or books you've written that you recommend? Doesn't have to be marketing, obviously.
Not really.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last what I was reading. What was I reading? I do have one of my favorites. Hold on, I'm trying to think of. Okay, so my friends, Richie, I have it here in Hawaii. Actually, I left the book here in Hawaii. It's called Anti-Time Management. It is the best book. So for anyone, especially entrepreneurs, it's amazing. It basically just teaches you how to build your life around what's important and your priorities first. Sure. And then everything else falls into place. So it's not like waiting for, I'm going to work my ass off and one day I'm going to follow my dreams and travel the world. It's no, you do that now.
You do that now.
And so it's like ways to do that. But he's amazing. He actually lives in Hawaii also, but it's called Anti-Time Management. That's my one I have for you.
Very cool. One of our SEO guys used to live in Hawaii. He recently left, but yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Mandy, it's been a pleasure. I really appreciate your time. I know you're busy. You have a lot to do. Thank you for the free consulting on my post. I will definitely become customers soon of your, at least a LinkedIn profile.
Yeah.
I've been playing around with it too much and I can't seem to get it right. So definitely
happy to help.
That. Thank you. And I guess last question is the services you provide, consulting, training, the tool, is there anything we left out?
Nope, that's it. We've got a lot going on. So happy to help anyone. Connect with me on LinkedIn if we're not. And I'll send you what we got to help you out.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You have a good one.
All right. Thanks, Al. See ya.
Bye.
Appreciate you.
Of course. Same here.